Warning. The following podcast contains explicit language that Josh thinks others will find offensive and is therefore making me do this warning message. If you're one of the 17 people in the entire world that finds a 3-letter word pertaining to a donkey offensive, then listener discretion advised.
Hey guys, welcome to the second installment of Valiant Effort Interacts. We got some emails and we want to talk about them. My name's Josh.
I'm Nick, Valiant Effort, and we have a series of 4 different emails that we'd like to get to today.
Well, they're not all emails.
Okay,
one's a tweet.
Okay, but they came into our inbox.
We have 4 topics that we want to discuss and interact with you, our lovely audience.
All right, we got 2 emails and 2 tweets. How's that? However, all 4 of them came in my inbox, or our inbox. The first one is from Chris. Chris was he's loving the podcast. He called me Kevin, which I thought was hilarious. By the way, he felt for the entire email, and then he immediately sent another email back saying, "I'm sorry, I meant by Kevin, I meant Nick. I'm really sorry, sorry."
What Chris doesn't know is that Nick's stepfather is named Kevin.
Yeah. So I thought that was actually pretty funny. I thought at first actually that he was emailing the wrong people, but then I was like, wait, no, that's...
But it was great.
Yeah.
He sent us a very nice email, very complimentary, and we really appreciate it. Thank you for spending the time to send that to us.
Absolutely.
And you had a couple questions. Let's see if we can answer them for you.
Yeah, the first question that Chris asks is, when we get to Armor Hunters, are we going to read it in trade format like we did with Harbinger Wars, or read them in chronological order like the Harbinger Wars HC, which is that hardcover. Yeah.
So first of all, you don't even know what Armor Hunters is. So
nope.
Vague news there. we're not at that point. You know, Chris, I gotta be honest with you. This is something that I'm struggling with. Armor Hunters is happening right now, and I've looked at the trade schedule and how they're going to be released. And it's not intuitive to a certain reading order. It's very weird. At the very least, we're not going to read the trades in the order that they're being released, and that will be the first time that we're doing that. All the trades have been we've read the trades in the order that they've been released, but I think we've got to read the EXO trade first. Then we might read the Armor Hunters trade and the Unity trade, then the Bloodshot Armor Hunters trade, then the Harbinger Armor Hunters trade.
Oh, this makes absolutely no sense to me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Even then, like, that is a weird order because events are being interspersed, and it's not, well, you know, I didn't know how I was going to do it with Harbinger Wars either, and when I got the trades, I read them. And I said, okay, how do these read as individual stories? So we're going to see how they read as individual stories. But I definitely know that we're going to read the EXO trade first, even though it's being released third. So
I'm sure I'll understand when we get to that point. The next question he asks is, what are you going to do when you catch up?
We talked about this a little bit in our first Valiant Effort Interacts episode.
Yeah. We've also had discussions about this behind the scenes, I guess, so to speak. We've toyed with some ideas, like either forcing Josh to rewatch Full Metal Alchemist because he's confessed that he doesn't like that show, that anime, and as we've made comparisons to Full Metal Alchemist with Shadow Man, so that would be interesting. So
yeah, we thought about having a on the feed a series of episodes called Not Valiant.
Yep, that too.
So we'll see.
Yeah, either that, or we've even just done something as basic as just do 1 episode a month, or however long they come out.
Although in the month of December, 4 trades are going to be released, so we do need to catch up.
We might even be caught up at that point, will we?
That would be nice. Yeah, we're halfway. We're halfway through the pile.
Okay, and we started in April, and it's September now, so that's like 5 months it took us to get here. And we're currently on Well, I'm just about to read Hardcore Bloodshot, so
Yeah, we're about to read Bloodshot Volume 4.
which would be episode 19. Okay, third question. When Chris gets to Unity, should he read it in tandem with XO, like a crossover, or separately? Doesn't really matter. He just wanted to get your input.
Sure. When we do the show, we're going to do it separate. We're going to do the Unity trade first and then the XO trade as the next episode. And part of the reason that we're doing that is because this is a trade show, and we're trying to look at this as the perspective of people who buy these off the shelf of their local bookstore. And if it doesn't make sense, then that means that Valiant is not packaging it correctly. So, if Nick reads it and says, I feel like parts are missing, then maybe Valiant should have not packaged it that way. But we're going to read the Unity trade first and then the XO trade second.
Okay. Good to know. I'll forget.
Those are coming up pretty soon, too.
The fourth thing is actually not a question, it's a statement. He says, I think you guys reviewing the 90s stuff would be amazing. And actually, that is something else that we've toyed with. We're doing, when we catch up, we've toyed about doing the 90s stuff as well.
Yeah, Valiant has released something called the Valiant Masters collections. It's hardcovers of some of the old books. The first one they released was a Bloodshot. It had the first 7 issues of the 1990s Bloodshot. And that would be a good place to start. Nick likes Bloodshot. And so it would make a lot of sense to read that and see what his take is on the 90s version of it. Nick, you like to compare stuff, right?
I do. I love to compare stuff.
So that'd be kind of fun.
Yeah. The last thing he says is another statement. He just says, I agree with you guys on Shadow Man. It's easily the weakest title of the relaunch.
I don't remember ever bashing Shadow Man.
Yes, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, we just had an entire discussion on
Volume
4, 3?
Volume 3.
All right. Well, thank you, Chris, for sending in your email, and I hope that we answered your questions.
Yeah, thanks, Chris.
Next is a Twitter.
Yeah, we got a... I'm away from the mic, so I got to turn around. We got a tweet from Valiant Central, which is a great website. Go to valiantcentral.com, and those guys have, or just guy, his name is Martin. Maybe there's other guys who work there. I'm not sure. Anyway, they have up-to-date Valiant news, reviews of issues, articles on news items and what they think the future will hold. And they also have a lovely feature every Friday called This Week in Valiant Podcasts, and they spread the word about us, and we really appreciate that. And we tweet back and forth often, and we got this tweet. It said,
funny how the most slapstick book, he's referring to Quantum and Woody, funny how the most slapstick book led to one of the deeper conversations. Great episode. And
so that was episode 15 where we did Quantum and Woody, and that's what he's referencing.
And I did actually want to say that, yes, that did lead to one of the deeper conversations. I did have to cut out like 10 to 15 minutes worth of that same conversation. It just went on for so long. So, yes, you have no idea how long that conversation really was. It was quite epic.
Yeah, I think we had a lot of fun with that episode.
Yeah, it was a good discussion that we had, and I didn't want to cut it out, but I had to for time reasons, and also for continuity, and some of it was just us mumbling and whatever.
So Valiant Central, thank you, of course, for the tweet, and I look forward to playing you in fantasy football in a couple weeks.
Dated.
Yeah, we shouldn't do things like that because it dates our stuff.
Someone listening to this in March of 2016
So we got my favorite shout out so far on the Valiant podcast. It was in their 23rd episode called "The Doctor Is In." You should listen to that episode, and with their permission, we're going to play a little clip of what they said.
Oh, I got to give a shout out to Valiant Effort podcast. They just covered the Shadow Man Volume 2 trade. Ooh. And yeah, they ripped it. They ripped its ass.
I bet they did.
They ripped its ass mercilessly.
Or with the ass play again.
And no, and a lot of the things they were saying is exactly how I felt. So good job, and don't hold back, because there's enough with Valiant to praise. But if something needs to be called a turd, call it a turd.
So anyway, those guys said some really fantastic stuff about us there. Very funny, and we really appreciated the amount of time that they devoted to our conversation on Shadow Man. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, we were both laughing along with you guys while listening to it. So it was great banter between you guys. So thank you very much.
So please support your other Valiant podcast, Valiant podcast. Subscribe to them on iTunes or on Stitcher. Write them a review on those two places as well. And when you're doing that for them, write one for us too. We would appreciate it.
Next is a email from Brett.
And Brett has been a listener since the very beginning. Brett's a pretty cool guy. He writes on a website called morepower.com.
Oh yeah, I remember reading his
review. He wrote a very nice review of our show, which we were very appreciative of. And so he's been a longtime listener, and he interacts with us a bunch, and we really appreciate all his input. He also has a Valiant podcast. It's called The Renegades. Their latest episode, they interviewed Robert Venditti, so you should check that out. What does Brett have to say? He has a couple questions for us, right?
Yeah, he has two questions for us. The first one is, imagine you're given the opportunity to write one issue of any series by Valiant. What series would you choose, and what would the plot be?
I would write an issue of Time Walker.
I don't know who that is yet.
Yes, you do. Ivar.
Oh, yes.
The third brother.
I do know that.
Yes. So I would write an issue of Time Walker, and I would write it in the style of the original Valiant's Rye #0.
Oh, man, you're really bringing up Rye a lot. I can't wait to get to Rye. I already have the music chosen for when you read the synopsis.
Oh, you don't even know what the book is going to feel like.
I don't, but I already.
So you just basically pick some racist music.
Pretty much.
Okay. Because I told you it's about Japan. So you just pick some racist Japan music. And it's going to be like mandolin. So long violin music.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut on that one. You're just gonna have to wait.
Well, who would you be interested in writing?
We spoke about this earlier. I would actually write Quantum and Woody to what I had thought that Quantum and Woody was going to be when I originally spoke about them.
Answer.
Yes, I would write Quantum and Woody with doing their little humdrum crime plot.
I see.
They're catching bank robbers and thieves and muggers.
They would be the guys who would save young Bruce Wayne in the alley from just the basic mugger, and then Batman wouldn't exist.
But it would be slapsticky, though.
Yeah.
And then maybe, but there would also be no evil bad guy, because I don't feel like there needs to be an evil bad guy. It's just them just trying their best to be crime fighters and just being sucky at it. Yeah. And then maybe as the story would go on, maybe they pissed off the wrong person, and maybe it turns out that they have to defeat some crime lord boss when they accidentally take him out, much like Armstrong did. When he was falling down the UFOs, something like that. It's like crap. Oh, so that's what I would write.
That's a very good answer. Your answer is much better than mine.
Oh, thank you. I thought...
By the way, if you are interested in writing for Valiant, you can. Valiant has a program through Amazon.com, through their Kindle Worlds program, and you can write short story fiction about Valiant characters and submit it, and you can make a little bit of money doing it, because
that's cool.
Yeah, people pay for those short stories, and you get a part of it. So, if you're a listener out there and you think you have a story, or if you just want to read other people's stories, you can go to Amazon.com, Kindle Worlds, and search for Valiant. I think right now there's something like 50 Valiant stories that people have written. It's pretty neat. I've read a couple of them, and they're fun. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea. I like how
That's a neat
Valiant.
program.
I like how Valiant like actually interacts with their fan base.
Valiant is those guys are amazing at communicating with their fan base. And in a future episode of Valiant Effort Interacts, we're gonna show you exactly how cool they are in their interactions via my wife's English class. So,
Oh, that's right. Yes.
so that's a little.
Can't wait to hear
tease.
about that.
Yeah.
And the other question that Brett asks us is, after all the Valiant comics you guys have read, what series would you recommend most highly for new readers?
So let's talk about the new stuff.
So we're talking about the new things rather than the old.
Yeah, the stuff that you've read.
Okay.
Yeah. So what series would you recommend the most?
I would recommend either Quantum and Woody, because I like just how different it is. And that's if they like comedy more than seriousness. But if they like seriousness, then I will definitely point them towards the direction of Harbinger.
Yeah.
Harbinger's great.
I think
dramatic
Harbinger
story.
is top notch. Like if I see exactly the way you're taking it. If you want to show somebody what a comic book can be in terms of being literature, you hand them Watchmen, right? Well, in Valiant, you would hand them Harbinger. It's deep, it's important. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. So I would recommend Harbinger most definitely. And if somebody wanted something a little lighter fare, I think I would recommend Archer and Armstrong over Quantum and Woody.
Mm-hmm.
But Quantum and Woody certainly is very accessible to new readers in particular. And for the heck of it, if people were looking into the old stuff, what would I recommend? Magnus Robot Fighter. That was my favorite title of the original Valiant universe. So,
Yeah, you talk about that one a lot. I don't know anything about it.
and you're not going to.
Okay, that's fine.
Because this is not Dynamite Effort. This is Valiant Effort.
Where'd Dynamite come from?
Dynamite is the name of the company that now has Magnus Robot Fighter as the title.
See? The more you know. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Okay, Nick is now talking to my cat, who has decided to stand right in front of the microphone.
Stand right in front of the microphone and on my notes. And is soliciting head scratches.
Well, thank you for listening to this quick episode of Valiant Effort Interacts. We really appreciate it. We love to interact with you. It gives us fuel, makes us want to keep doing this show. And we're having a lot of fun doing the show, and we have even more fun when you interact with us.
Absolutely.
So please send us your emails. You can email us, vepodcast@gmail.com. You can also interact with us on Twitter, @vepodcast, or you can leave us comments on our website, which is vepodcast.wordpress.com. And you can interact with us by leaving reviews on iTunes and Stitcher. We would really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much for listening.
Thanks. Look forward to the next one.
Bye.